All right, we are live. Super excited. We're just going to wait and see who shows up. Hi, everyone. Just trying to get some of this technology organized. This is the first time that I'm using Google Hangouts and live streaming. So I'm going to be just trying to see that everything's working. I see we've got 6 of you beautiful viewers with us, 6 of us joining in circle, and so I'm really excited. If you wish to say hi in the group chat and let me know who you are, where you're from, and what intentions you're calling in tonight. This beautiful solar eclipse, new moon with incredible potency and magic afoot. That would be super great. I would love to hear also how the transmission is coming through, and I'm going to write a little message to you all here. And please feel free to use the chat room, the group chat, to let me know maybe if the feed isn't working well, if anything is going funny with the sound or the transmission. And yeah, I definitely want to just get this all flowing really nicely. I am totally aware it is in retrograde, and that can do some funny things to computers and whatnot. So it'd be really great to know that everything is flowing nicely. I'm just going to create a little bit of space here. There's been a lot going on in the world with the politics and social justice, and I feel like the world is in this place of huge transformation. That things are really just starting to go into a low simmer before the boiling point. And while it can feel very chaotic, it can feel very scary, it can feel very challenging, it can feel very dense. It's also really good. It's allowing for so much to come to the surface, so much that needs cleansing, so much that needs clearing, so much that needs addressing. It helps us grow. Oh, the best fertilizer is shit, right? You know, the best, sorry to put it so blatantly, but it really is. There are just so many events going on that can bring so much transformation and growing pains. You know, the butterfly needs to completely dissolve its caterpillar self. It needs to completely release all that it thinks it is, all of its identity, in order to become something truly magnificent. To be able to shift from this mindless consumer, which is what a caterpillar is. It just eats and eats and eats and consumes and consumes and consumes, not even caring, not even worrying about what is happening to the tree or the plant or the bush that it is consuming from. It doesn't care if it's going to kill it. It just needs, it's self-serving. And, you know, I look around in society and there's an incredible metaphor there. And before we can really tune into our ultimate magnificence, we need to come into a place of complete release, of complete dissolution of self. And all of our systems that we have in place, the ones that are inherently corrupt, the ones that aren't working, they need to dissolve too. And allow for that dissolution to become the soup and the nutrients and the fertile soil in which we get to grow from. And, you know, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing the Soul Garden Alchemy, Transformative Tending. And I've just recently did a 3-week free program, which is accessible through my website, soulgardenalchemy.com. And it really laid the foundation to get into the soul garden. And that's what we're going to be doing today, is working in our soul garden. And so what our soul garden is this place within ourselves, and it's available to everybody. It is part of the imaginal realm. The imaginal realm is the place where potential and possible come together and meet and create our life, our existence. And so our soul garden is our inner garden. It's our own private Garden of Eden. Our own private Garden of Eden, where we have the opportunity to complete perfection. Inside our soul garden is a beautiful metaphoric interface system for what's going on in our inner world. The plants that are growing in our garden represent the patterns, the programs, the thoughts, the belief systems that we are running currently in our mind and in our energy field. And we have the opportunity to work with those plants, these programs, these conscious programs, and go deep into their roots. 90% of what we think are original thoughts that are going through our head are actually learned. They're learned behavior that that we pick up from our media, from our family, from school, from our friends, from our world around us. And very, very rarely do we actually stop and consider, do I believe that thought that I just had? Do I actually agree fundamentally with this belief structure that exists within me? And that is ultimately in the perception, and through our perception is how we view our world. It is the filter in which we interact with our surroundings and with other people, and this can cause a lot of disharmony. You know, when we're running programs that are no longer conducive, when we're running these old ideas and these old beliefs, and are holding on to these structures, and we're experiencing the world in a way that is no longer conducive for us, it is potentially really damaging and really limiting, and it can really cause a lot of frustration, cause a lot of, you know, feeling like we're spinning our wheels, or, you know, we come up with these patterns that play over and over and over and over. We keep running into the same learning processes, and you go, but why? I've learned this before. I've been here. I've done this. I've excuse me. You know, what more medicine do I need from this learning experience? And that's often because these have deep roots. These patterns, these programs, these experiences, and these disharmonic energy signatures have deep roots, and sometimes they're rooted not just in this lifetime, just not in this incarnation, but, you know, it's like grassroots, right? They spread. You see the fruit of it here, you see the symptom of it here, but really those roots are spreading out and tendriling through other timelines, incarnations, and dimensions. You know, some of them can be caused by, you know, we get these like karmic patterns from times where we've either had a highly emotional experience that created a core belief, and that core belief replicates, and it can be triggered in our life from situations that have a similar energetic. And, you know, some of the things we come from our childhood. Up until the age of 2, we have no personal foundation for anything that we're experiencing in life. And because we are so activated and we're still so connected to our multidimensionality, connected to these other incarnations that are happening simultaneously, that we go back and we find this energy signature in those other places, and we say, okay, well, how did I respond to it then? And then you respond to, and then you bring that information in, and that's how we have karmic carryover. It's really fascinating, actually, and this can actually happen even up until 7 and 8, when our chakras are fully open and our root chakra is fully open, and we can really ground into this body, this timeline, this incarnation, and start forming our own experiences, and, you know, creating new karma, new patterns, and new programs. And so when we go into our soul garden, we're going to be searching out what is our most challenging, or our most, like our biggest challenge, or our biggest blockage. So that's what we're going to work on today. This interface is profound. It is infiniteless, and but we're going to work on what is the big one? What is the big challenge that we have going on that is really best to release for us today? And so we're going to go in, and we're going to find this, and it's going to be represented as a plant. And those roots of this energetic, this plant, this energy signature, those roots are going to go to all timelines, incarnations, and dimensions. And I'm just going to explain a little bit of the process that we're going to do before we actually go in and do it, so you have an understanding or an understanding and a foundation of the work before we actually go in and do the work, if that makes sense. So the process is we're going to go in and we're going to find this plant, this root, and we're going to sit with it. We're going to sit with it, and we're just going to hold space with it, because every single challenge, every single experience is medicine. And so what we really need to do is we need to honor this signature, this energetic, for the medicine that it has, because we have grown so much and we have learned so much and we have gleaned so much wisdom in the time that we had learning this. And all of the wisdom that we have gained from this, we need to feel some deep gratitude around it. It may have been challenging, it may have been hard, it may have been incredibly traumatic, but we learn and we grow and we become better humans because of it, ultimately. And so after sitting with the plant, we're going to go and we're going to reach down to the base, right where the plant enters into the earth. And as we hold on to it, we're going to have the opportunity to sit and download and have memories come to us, experiences, times, regardless of timeline, incarnation, or dimension, where this energy signature has played an integral part in your life. And we're going to really tune into the experience of gratitude. And then from that space of gratitude, we're able to pull up and gather all the roots in our hands, and we're going to just do the work and transmute it, however that looks for you in the moment. And we're going to trust whatever that is. We're going to trust whatever medicine that is going to bring the harmony to the signature. And if you can't think of anything specifically, love, forgiveness, grace, and gratitude. Love, forgiveness, grace, and gratitude. Those four are the medicine for what ails you, right? Love, grace, forgiveness, and gratitude. And then after that, we're going to replant it. And we're going to allow that new energetic to go back to those timelines, incarnations, and dimensions, carrying this new signature, and see what blossoms from that space. Before we jump into this, though, I would really love to share the story of, like, my story of the soul garden, and my story of how this medicine came to me and how I've been using it for since 2013, so the last 3 years. So in 2013, I was in the process of transition in a serious relationship that I had been in for 2 years. And in this 2-year relationship, we had done the whole gamut of, talking about marriage and children and this and that. And then I went traveling. And so we were in a polyamorous relationship, and I went because I knew there was something that was waiting. And what that thing was my soul child, my little Obi Rose, who's now 2.5, and he's magic, and he came to me by way of magic. That's a story for another time, but I was carrying him at that point, and the fellow that I was with, he didn't want to pass on his genetics. Fatherhood, like biological fatherhood, was never a thing that he wanted anyways. And so he was a bit shocked that I got pregnant, obviously, who wouldn't? But we were still open in communication for continuing our relationship. And And then when I had gone down back south to make some money, and while I was down there, he met another woman. And that other woman was monogamous, and she wanted him all to herself and didn't really want me a part of her life for whatever reason that was. And yeah, so he told me this, and he broke up with me. And at this point, I was just entering into my second trimester. I was utterly shattered. I felt so alone and heartbroken, and all of these lifetimes and lifetimes of unrequited love just surfaced. Like my entire being and my soul was ripping apart from the inside, and the pain was excruciating. And I was up on the mountain, felt so alone and so isolated and so miserable. And yeah, and I felt basically incapacitated what to do. I didn't know how to move forward. I didn't, and then I also knew that the stress wasn't helping my child, this magical gift that was, and blessing that I was carrying. And I went and I jumped into a hot shower, which was in this beautiful open shower, outdoor shower that was facing over this cliff, trees all over the place, and it was just beautiful. And I looked out and I felt the water pouring over me, and I just prayed. And I asked my guides, I asked Spirit, I asked Source, in all the ways that I knew how, to just help me release this pain, this suffering. Unrequited love and problems in relationships has been one of my biggest, or had been one of my biggest challenges. And up until that point, and it was something that I felt almost powerless to shift. And so I prayed for that. I asked, I begged, really is what I did. I begged for help to make it okay, and for me to really transmute this energetic, this signature that had been plaguing me for lifetimes even. The root belief was that I had a love so profound and so beautiful in one of my earliest incarnations that was the most truest and most magnificent love that I could possibly have ever asked for. And he died at sea. And after promising to come back and, all that, I'm sure many people have had that story and that archetype. And it was so excruciating that I swore that I would never love again. I would never love again. And then I killed myself with that, with that vow, that implant. And obviously didn't have any forethought, because how that has magnified and replicated throughout has just been unfathomable. And so anyways, I was standing under this water and it was cascading over me, and I closed my eyes and I tuned into this pain that I felt in my heart, and I saw it, a massive, invasive, thorny, painful, brambly thing erupting out of my chest and clinging to me with its thorns and doing that inside me. And it was scary. I was like, in my inner vision, I saw this thing so clearly, so vividly. I was just like, oh, it made me nauseous even. Like, it was just like, it was like taking over my entire body almost. And it was just like holding me strong and painfully and tight. And I was just like, oh my God. And I was terrified, and I was frozen for a minute. And then I reminded myself, I'm like, no, this is what I came for. I need to see this. I need to know that this exists, and this medicine is here. And so I looked down and I sat with it, and I felt all of these eons of sadness and hurt and loss and rejection, and I just reached in and I grabbed it, and I started to pull. And it hurt so bad. And so I had to just sit and catch my breath and just sit with it for a while and really feel it. I had to feel that pain, and I had to come to a place of understanding and understanding and acceptance. And then slowly it transformed into gratitude. And as it transformed into gratitude, I started to be able to work it a little bit, and I felt it moving in my body and through my timelines. And it was really a very visceral experience. And as I started to sing into the gratitude, I was able to pull it. And as I pulled it, I could feel my body shake, like I was literally shaking it loose and shaking it and letting it go. And as I pulled out, I had all of these roots in my hands, and I gathered them up and I looked at them, and then I'm like, well, shit, now what? Now what do I do? And I thought back, and I had this memory of this dream that I had. And that dream was, I planted 2 seeds. One I planted and just left, and one I planted, and I gave it a little kiss, and I told it I loved it. And I saw it go, and it grew just a little bit. And I was like, wow. And so I did it again, and it grew up again. And so at that point, I just blasted love at it, and it went, and it burst into this giant sunflower. And I remember that dream very viscerally. And so I'm like, well, I mean, that makes sense. So I held these roots in my hands, and I charged it, and I blessed it, and I blessed it so much that I just focused on love, and I thought about what I wanted. What did I want from a relationship? Well, I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to feel held. I wanted to feel loved and respected. I wanted to feel heard and seen, and I wanted a partner that was moving in the same trajectory as me, and I wanted somebody that could meet me at my level, and somebody that could meet me in a space of love, and we could create this vortex. And I just got really into it. And after thinking of all of those things that I wanted, I planted it again, and I felt these tingles, and I felt it go back, and I felt everything shift and release, and it was just amazing. It was so, I can't even describe it. I would just love you to feel it. And so we will. And so for the last 3 years, I've been utilizing that as a tool. And it's been this year that I finally felt comfortable enough, and given the the etheric go ahead, that big old nod, to start bringing this medicine to the people, bring in that medicine and share it, and help everybody else have this incredibly profound in which to heal, in which to do the work, in which to heal lifetimes and lifetimes of struggle and trauma. And I want to gift that to you. And so I would love to start by taking a moment to just tune in with yourself, find a nice comfortable position, and take some nice deep clearing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And one more in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you come to this place of inner calm, allowing your breath to guide you, allowing you to release any and all worries from the day, any and all feelings of heaviness, and maybe stretching out any places that feel tense, maybe doing a little rub. And as you do that, I want you to become aware of the power and potency and fertility that is in the field right now. Knowing that together we are going to, really get to the root of some deep things and create a beautiful, fertile soil for your magnificence to really grow and be cultivated. And I also want you to invite you to tune into what intentions you wish to set for this upcoming cycle. What is it that you are really hoping to grow in your life? And plant those seeds too, and bring that energy into this medicine work. Because I feel like right now is an ideal time for really shifting and alchemizing all of the things that are holding you back into fertile soils for future growth. All right. So now, I want you to get comfortable. Relaxed. We're going to start into our journey now. And so maybe lay down, get seated, get comfortable. And I'm going to invite you to, I'm going to share a little healing invocation with you. And I would then invite you to follow along and say it repeat the words either out loud or in your head, but say it in the words that feel true to you. I will feel true to me. So, Source, God, Goddess, Creator, and all my guides and ascended ancestors, I call upon the four winds of change, the five elements and the seven directions to ask for healing for my highest benefit, for everything that I am consciously or unconsciously aware of in my morphogenetic epigenetics throughout all timelines, incarnations, or dimensions. I ask that the divine specialist of whatever I need work with me, and all other beings of light, love, and healing benevolence are welcome. With gratitude, I thank you. Just to be a channel of mine. That's the divine person. So So I want you to lay back and ground, take a nice deep breath. As you inhale, notice that the air is a little bit cooler on your nostrils, and as you exhale, the air is a little bit warmer. Breathing in, feeling all the cool, fresh, clearing energy. And as you breathe out, releasing any and all resistance, stress, or tension from your body, mind, spirit, soul. As you breathe in, you call in the healing powers of your guides and angels. And as you breathe out, releasing any frustration or aggression that you've been carrying throughout your day. Breathing in, all of the tranquility, calm, and relaxation. Breathing out anything that is no longer conducive for your awareness for this journey. During this process, my voice will be a guide for you throughout the entire way, reminding you of your total calm, safety, and assuring you of your total well-being. You may see your sounds of living going on around you. There are always such sounds, such as noises, laughter, vehicles, animals, electronics, or other creaks and croaks of a house. Maybe you hear some traffic. But all of these things will only bring you into deeper and deeper relaxation, deeper and deeper rest, bringing you back to the sound of my voice, assuring you of your total well-being, total relaxation, total safety, and total security. As you take another breath in now, imagine, sense, see, feel, and experience yourself in a beautiful meadow. This meadow is tranquil and serene, full of beauty, full of tall grasses and fertile fresh soils. You can feel the earth below your feet. As you look down, you can see your feet sunk just a little bit into the moist, rich soil. Can feel it soft and fertile below your feet. Perhaps you can hear the animals around you. Maybe you hear some birds, some little animals scurrying through the grasses. Perhaps you hear some crickets or some insects buzzing around. Perhaps you can hear other animals calling in the distance. Imagine, sense, see, feel, and experience those tall, long, luscious grasses tickling at your fingers and your hips and your thighs and your knees, running through your toes. Perhaps you can smell the beautiful sense of the fresh aliveness, the flowers blooming. Perhaps you can smell the freshness of the grass or the trees in the distance. Maybe you can taste the pollen that's thick and dancing on your tongue. Looking around you, take in all of the beautiful variety of colors, the beautiful spectrum, and the variances. Watch as the grasses sway and move like they're dancing. You can feel the sunshine beaming down on your face, tickling you. Trillion little photons of energy electrifying and feeding you, nourishing you in every way that you need to be nourished. In front of you, in the distance, you can see a stand of trees, a beautiful, lush forest that looks inviting and safe. As you walk towards the forest, footfall after footfall, coming closer and closer to your divine path. Walking towards this beautiful stand of trees, you can see an opening. It's like going in a canopy, surrounding this path in front of you, this divine path of yours. It looks so welcoming, looks so familiar, so safe, so inviting. Walking closer and closer, feeling as the grass swishes and sways as you walk through it, feeling the earth give way softly beneath your feet, cushioning each step. Walking closer and closer to this beautiful stand of trees, you start to feel excited and invigorated, knowing that it was beautiful and profound experiences waiting for you. Feeling gratitude for the path that you're on, knowing that the work that you're going to do is going to do so much good in all areas of your life. So you walk forward step by step by step, coming closer and closer to the beautiful tree-lined path in front of you. 2 steps away, 1 step away. Imagine, sense, see, feel, and experience yourself on this forest path. As you enter into the forest, the air shifts and it becomes a little bit more damp, a little bit more lush, a little bit more cool. As you continue to walk, you can feel the moisture in the air. You can smell the dank, decaying, fertile smell of the leaves in the underbrush. Perhaps you can hear the sounds of the animals in the forest. Maybe you can feel, sense, see, or experience the elementals, the fairies, the devas coming out to peer at you to see who this new arrival is. As the sun comes through the branches, dappling, you can feel as you walk down the forest path, you can feel the ebb and flow of the energy and the warmth and the cool. You can feel under your feet, maybe there's some sticks breaking, snapping. Maybe you can feel the squish of the leaves. You can feel, sense, see, and experience the birds calling from the trees, the squirrels running up and down, chittering at you. You can hear different animals. As you walk along this path, you start to feel and sense the presence of your guides and guardians. Maybe even some of them want to show themselves and accompany you on your walk. If they decide to show themselves and come to you, just express your gratitude and allow them to walk with you in support. Continuing along your path, step by step by step, you start to feel yourself coming even closer to your very own secret path. This secret path is off to the right-hand side. It is a path that only you can see. This is a path that was tread by you alone, and it will be taking you to the portal to your sacred soul garden, your inner sanctum, your very own Garden of Eden. Continuing along the path, you peer forward and you see that hint of a path leading off one way. You know that that is the path that you are meant to take, and you put your foot on it, and it feels like home. You know that this is the path for you, safe and secure, tread by your footfalls alone, seen by you alone. As you walk down, the trees are a little bit closer now. You can feel them reaching out their branches and touching you in the arms and the legs. As you do, you can feel them blessing you, sharing their medicine with you. As you continue on, step by step by step, in front of you, the vague outline of a magnificently huge tree. As you continue forward, the tree becomes clearer, and you begin to see her in all of her beauty. This great grandmother of the forest. Step by step, you see her going up in front of you, beautiful and alive. At the base, you see a really beautiful hollow. It's a beautiful hollow tree. As you can see, as you come closer, there's an inscription around the edge with some glyphs or runes. And as you come closer, your own unique or activates them and they light up. As you continue to walk forward, stand in front of this beautiful grandmother tree and thank her for all of the time that she has spent holding space, and thank her for being this portal into your future. As you go inside, you enter into her hollow. And as you do, you begin to feel yourself drifting down and down and down, falling and rolling and drifting down, 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 down into your sacred soul garden. Like Alice in Wonderland, you're rolling and releasing and floating down, 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 down into the level that your highest self knows is best for you to go today, to do the transformational work, to do the inner alchemy, to plant the seeds of your highest intentions, going down, down, down. When you reach the level that is best for you to go today, you land softly on the earth. And in front of you, you see the beautiful opening, bright, colorful. As you exit out, you look around and you see the most beautiful, magnificent soul garden, your sacred soul garden, the most beautiful garden that you could ever imagine, that you could ever see in your entire life. As you walk along the garden path, you see beautiful food gardens, flowers, trees, water installations, anything that you could possibly imagine is there. Take a look around. Perhaps you'll walk past your prosperity tree. See how it's looking. Walk past a rainbow waterfall which you can cleanse and clear and align and balance your energy and chakras. As you walk around, you can see your different chakra beds. You can see all of the different patterns and programs and beautiful, magnificent things that you're growing. And perhaps there are some areas of your garden that need some tending. Perhaps there are some weeds or invasive species that are growing places that they shouldn't. Taking a moment now to tune into that blockage or challenge that is best for you to release today. As you feel into that energy pattern or that signature of that inner challenge, that you are so ready to be done with it, you're so ready to release, that you have learned all that you need to learn from, and you're ready to transform it into something beautiful and amazing. Feel that energy inside you. Maybe you can feel it specifically coming from one area of your body or your etheric body. And as you do, imagine, sense, see, feel, and experience it create a silvery etheric thread that starts to come and lead you to where that pattern is planted within your garden. Can feel coming from you, leading you to the path, along the path to where that energy pattern is rooted in your garden. As you follow it along, continue walking until you find yourself in front of this plant, the plant that represents your most difficult, your most challenging blockage or pattern that you're ready to be free from. Take in what it looks like. Is it overgrowing? Is it thorny? How is it affecting the areas around you? Kneel down and sit in front of this plant. Notice your body reactions. Notice your energy interacting with it. As you sit in front of it, allow any and all resistance that you feel to this plant shift and fade away. Allowing yourself to come to a space of understanding of why it has existed in your reality for so long. And as you shift into that space of understanding, allow yourself to shift into a space of gratitude. Knowing that you have learned so much and gained so much and gleaned so much wisdom from this plant, from this energy pattern. And though it may have been challenging, that it may have been incredibly traumatic or huge trials or lots of pain, suffering, that story has come to an end. And as you move into the space of gratitude for all the learning and the medicine that you have received from it, reach forward now and grab it at the base where the plant goes into the earth. And as you hold on to it and you connect with it physically, imagine, sense, see, feel, and experience all of the memories from all timelines, incarnations, and dimensions where this energy pattern has held strong. As you go down, you feel deep into the roots. You feel every timeline, incarnation, and dimension where this energy is sitting. Feeling the stories as they arise from your body and your cells, getting ready to transmute. Getting ready to release and shift. Allowing the stories to come up and then go away. And when you feel that energy come and go and ebb and flow, can feel yourself and channel that gratitude into it. Channel that gratitude, thanking it for all that it has done for you in your life. And as you feel the gratitude, the roots relax and release from the soils that are they're holding them. And as you do, you're able to pull that up, pull up the plant. And as you do, gather all the roots within your hands. And as you gather it all within your hand, holding all of those timelines, incarnations, and dimensions within you. Imagine, sense, see, feel, and experience yourself overcome with such love, such honoring, such grace, such forgiveness, such profound acceptance. Feel the relief wash over you. Feel the release wash over you. Channeling it now, feeling that experience of love, forgiveness, grace, gratitude, and whatever other harmonics you need to channel in and shift this medicine. Shift this into medicine at the highest order. As you feel that love, that profound love, unconditional, that forgiveness, that grace and gratitude in your heart, you can feel it start to overflow and pour down your arms into your hands as you charge the roots. Charge it with your worthiness. Charge it with accomplishment. Charge it with success. Charge it with nurturing. Charge it with faith and trust and vulnerability, safety, security. Charge it with all the things that you need. Charge it with all the things you wish to bless yourself with. Charge it with honoring. Charge it with respect. Charge it with confidence. And continue to charge it. Imagine, sense, see, feel, and experience this energy that you're blessing up the roots with. See it as a color frequency starting to shine in. See the colors, the color frequency shift. Maybe it's a rainbow, maybe it's all of the colors. And as you charge it in, you can see this energy starting to saturate. And as the saturation begins to take hold, it starts to luminesce and it starts to glow. Taking a deep breath now. Blowing and releasing and charging that energy into the roots. Allowing your magic to pour from within you, charging and saturating until the roots can take her. And it's just emanating so bright and so colorful and so light and so full of juicy, yummy, epically amazing energy that is just going to feed and nourish you, mind, body, soul, spirit, throughout all timelines, incarnations, and dimensions. So bright it almost hurts your eyes and is almost hot to the touch. And then when you have come to that place of saturation, of fullness, of wholeness, replant it back. Bring planting it back into the ground, allowing those roots to go back to the timelines, incarnations, and dimensions in which they came from, carrying with it these new codes, these harmonic frequencies that are going to create such powerful medicine for you, such powerful foundation for your future growth and intentions. Feel within you these shifts and allow these shifts to be lasting and irreversible, in the highest benefit and harmony for the highest good of your soul, of your evolution, of your future progression. Now take a deep breath. Feel the gratitude set in. Feel the integration. And as it begins to integrate and emanate, planting itself into the fertile soils again, carrying these new codes. Imagine, sense, see, feel, and experience this plant regrow into something beautiful and magnificent. Growing up from the ground and growing huge and big and beautiful. As the stalks grow up and the leaves, blossoms, maybe fruits. As you see this beauty grow in front of your very eyes. If it is a flower, go down and breathe it in. Inhaling the sweet scent, allowing that energy to go through your nose into your lungs and nourish you on a deep cellular level. If it is a plant with food, take that piece of food and bite into it. Eat it. Bring it into you, allowing it to nourish your body and feed your cells, allowing this medicine, this energy work to go deep and transmute deep on a deep and cellular, morphogenetic, epigenetic, and DNA, allowing this medicine to integrate deeply, completely, wholly. Feeling yourself come into a place of grace. Feeling yourself come into a place of love. You stand up. You will find within your garden a beautiful crystal pond or body of water. This is your fountain of youth. It's your fountain of healing. Go and drink from this body of water. Clean, pure, pristine, alive. Drink of this water source, and as you do, allow it to nourish you. Rinse your face, rinse your hair, rinse your body, allowing it to revitalize you. To hydrate you. As you begin to walk towards the portal point again, as you're walking back towards the portal point, look around at your soul garden. This place is here for you at any time. Any time that you feel that you need to do some inner work, it is here. Ready and waiting for your greatest transformation. As you walk back towards the portal point, you find the grandmother tree. As you walk close to her, your aura, your energy signature lights up the markings around the hollow, ready to bring you back to your forest path. As you enter the hollow, feel yourself rising up, up, up. Going up, ascending, rising into happiness, rising into healing, rising into wholeness. As you go up, 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 rising back up to the level of consciousness that is best for you to be in, rising up, up, up into your highest timeline that is accessible to you, so that when you step back onto your path, you will be on the path of heart. You will be on the path that is your medicine path. As you step onto your forest path, you know this is the one. You are stepping into the path of alignment. Walking back now, down your personal path, footfall by footfall. Stepping in alignment with your truth, in alignment with your passion, in alignment with your purpose. As you continue to walk, you meet up with the grounder path, that grand path through the forest. Walking back towards your meadow, walking back towards your embodiment and your conscious living. As you walk along your path now, headed back towards your meadow, sharing gratitude for the guides that came with you and the guides that worked with you, offering them sacred salt, oil, holy water, or food as necessary. They may choose to continue to walk with you, or they may choose to go at this point, but know that they're always with you. Walking back towards the meadow, 5 steps away, feeling yourself and feeling your body, starting to tune back in, feeling the earth below you, or the chair or the bed. And starting to wiggle your fingers and toes, wiggling your fingers and toes. Four steps away, feeling refreshed and re-energized, knowing that so much powerful and potent medicine is going to come into your life now from a result of the work that you just did. So transformation. 3, feeling and remembering everything you have been, everywhere you have been and everything you have done during this journey. 2, becoming awake and alert and re-energized. And 1, coming fully into your body now, your soul fully integrated. With your left side of your mouth going up to your left and your right side of your mouth going up to your right ear, and a great big grin. Thank you. Thank you for this time we've spent together. Thank you for saying yes to going into your soul garden and really getting down and dirty and doing the work. I really deeply and truly honor you. Truly, I do. Know that the integration of this work will continue to work over the next 2 weeks, feeling the fruition coming in with the full moon. Whatever intentions you've planted and set are now firm and held within your body. I'd like to share with you this is my website if you're interested in taking this work. I offer 2-hour sessions, fully immersive sessions. I I offer 3-month and 6-month programs that are tailored for your specific goals and needs. And I'm also offering a 8-week program coming up, an immersive journey, a group program. It's going to be online as well. Simply called Soul Garden Alchemy, immersive journey. And we're going to be going in this journey, we're going to be going through all of the archetypes. We're going to be going through, each week is going to grow upon itself. Each week is going to build upon itself, and we're going to be creating the foundations for the greatest you possible. It is my intention to share not just this particular technique, but other techniques, other embodiment activities. We're going to create a safe container and grow together as a group. There will be an online portion, online container where we can share our journeys and be there to support each other. We're just gonna, the energetics will weave together, and we're going to really show up and transmute any deeply rooted traumas, patterns, or programs, unlocking your infinite potential and cultivating the life of your dreams. We're going to plant the seeds of love, happiness, and success to amplify your multidimensional experience and become embodied and anchored in your truth and your highest self. And so what you can anticipate is a weekly group call, maybe similar to this, with a video or maybe just a phone call. You'll receive 2 one-on-one support calls for deeper personalized integration. So that's 1 per month. A one-on-one solo expedition session. So that's a 2-hour immersive, utilizing one of my 15 or so different modalities, maybe an integrative session of combination of whatever you need. You'll get embodiment activities plus a whole bunch of sweet surprises and bonuses. Week 1, we'll be talking about working on our grounded connection. So creating grounding is like the number one thing that we need for our highest growth, right? The deeper the roots, the greater we can grow. Week 2 is rooted in security. So learning how to create a container of security for yourself. That means emotional security and safety, as well as financial security. So we're going to be working on our foundations of abundance and what our money story is. Week 3, we're going to be going into our growing creativity. And so really honoring that empowered creator or creatrix that is within each one of us, that is capable of creating the life of our dreams and allowing that passion to flow forth and get our creative juices going. And week 4, we're going into our budding confidence, so working on our self-confidence, working on our worth, our worthiness, working on our empowerment and our will, and creating the boundaries that are conducive for us to really show up and be our authentic selves. Week 5, into our blossoming self-love. So learning how to love ourselves for who we are and where we are in our process. And in that act of self-love, we learn how to love ourselves unconditionally, and we can spread that and share that with the people in our lives. Week 6, we'll talk about our blooming communication. So how do we communicate ourselves, and how do we express ourselves clearly and confidently, and how do we communicate with our higher guidance as well as our intuition. Week 7, we're going into our flowering vision. And so what is that vision that we have for ourselves? What is that vision that we have for our lives? As we are able to powerfully visualize and a crystallized vision of where we're headed, creating a trajectory towards those visions, as well as working on our inner vision and how to work within ourselves and utilizing the tool of the imaginal realm to really create the structure that our external life is laid upon. And then finally, week 8, harvesting divinity. This is where we really tune into what is the essence and the emanation of our divine selves. This is where we tune into our monad consciousness and our oneness with the universe, our oneness with ourselves and all of our multidimensionality, and how that translates to connecting with the world and with others. And this is going to be such a deep and profound medicine for everybody involved. And I really hope that you choose to join me. I'm going to put up a link right now for scheduling a call if this is something that sounds good to you and you want to go further. I would love to talk to you more about it. There's a link to my scheduler, so you can book in. You get a free half an hour communication connection call, and I would love to hear more from you. I would love to hear how your experience was. Feel free to share your experience in the comments. You can get a hold of me through my scheduling link. You can get a hold of me through my contact form on my webpage, or on Facebook if we're friends on Facebook. And again, I just really want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you so much, and I'm so excited to work with you further and just continue to share this medicine and continue to feel the ripples and the waves that this work creates for the world, for our lives, for our friends, for our families, and our communities. So many blessings to you. Mwah! Have a beautiful and amazing night, and continue to set your intentions. This is a very potent moon that we're under right now, so use it wisely. All my love, Ima Rose.